Speaking of cheap, Greg also took a pic of the government's leaky piece of shit still not lifting off from pad 39B, and of course still not reusable. Cheers, NASA. Maybe if you spent more time on the mission at hand and less on the White House's agenda to focus on everyone's genitals and skin color, SLS would have done something useful by now. Anyway, back to the private sector, where things get done. But serially, guys, Starlink is primarily meant to help those who really need it. Like kids trapped on school buses as they're shipped to and fro government-run hellholes, otherwise known as public schools. SpaceX sent a letter to the FCC asking the agency to pay them to provide Starlink service to underprivileged students who have long bus rides through rural areas. You guessed it, in the name of equity. Gee, I wonder if SpaceX's lawyers knew the exact words to use on this woke administration to milk the suckers for more money.
I'm sure the government believed you when you told them that, and I tip my cap to you for profiting off their ignorance.
Don't get me wrong, besides reinforcing the big government system that fails to adequately prepare future generations to become productive members of society, I'm all about these kids not having to sit in silence on the bus, reflecting on the day's events as they're forced to stare at nature through the window like I had to. Damn it, kids these days have the right to Google the answers to their homework before they get home at the expense of the American taxpayer.
How many different moons does the Earth have?
Four.
Yes.
Starlink is already connecting schools in the Amazon. Has Jeff even thanked Elon for it? And as the CCP continues to spread its tentacles throughout the continent of Africa, SpaceX is helping the Republic of Zambia stand on its own 2 feet through the fruits of Western capitalism. Elon is looking forward to selling Starlink service to the people of the East African country, but not just them, he also wants to ask the US government for an exemption to Iranian sanctions so he can sell it to the people of Iran. I do have to admit, that sounds like a better plan than flying the regime billions in cash on pallets in the dead of night. Right, Joseph? Elon is even looking into doing the same for the people of Cuba. Gosh, just look at how this evil free market corporation finds itself in a position to aid subjugated foreigners suffering under the boot of government tyranny. What gives these SpaceX imperialists the right to undermine these cultures? Yeah, okay, sure, it was okay for America to force people to cover their face because it was Lord Fauci's second commandment, but Iran can't force people to wear masks to please some dead guy they worship?